Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with a one-page layout using products from the current Close to My Heart catalog. This goes through the end of December. So I was gifted some of the Cherish collection Picture My Life cards. I didn't have any, I guess, of the papers from the Cherish collection, but I do have the mix-in pack, the same ones I used on the winter layout a week or so ago. I'll try to link that up above for you. I am actually using the exact same papers and kind of the exact same border style, I guess. The inside of that dark paper is that nice white, I think it's like a birch or a wood grain. But because I cut it completely out of the middle, I needed a thicker border around the outside, which I made a little too thick. Well, a little too thick, and I cut the middle square a little too small for what I had in mind. I actually had this layout laid out ahead of time, so I had an idea going in what I was going to do. But I cut the inside a little too small. You'll see here in a second. So I think I was gifted 8 Picture My Life cards, and I am actually going to use 6 of them, I believe. So with just a one-page layout. So you'll kind of see me placing them kind of where I am going to be using them. One of which being the backing of my single photo. I wanted to bring a little bit more yellow into the layout. The flowers have a little bit of that yellowish color to them. And so I thought it would be great to bring some of that in. And so that is why I used one of them to back. It would have been a great title as well. But again, I just kind of wanted to use as many up as I could. And like I said, I only have 2 left, which thankfully my aunt bought the collection, and so she will use up the 2 that I have left. One of which being on the left-hand side, you can see that big flower cluster. That would be a great one to kind of fussy cut and use as an embellishment, and I know she loves to fussy cut, so I told her I have that for her, and I think there's like a journaling one as well. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 6 that I am going to use are on the page already. And then I have just that bottom left corner. You can kind of see at this point, I decided to kind of make a grid out of it. And so I cut some of the papers. That is the back side of just that light green paper there, to bring in, I guess, another pattern. And then I'm going to use that Picture My Life card to journal. So this is a picture of my mother-in-law and father-in-law, and it's my father-in-law's first time meeting our youngest. And so this is going to be for my mother-in-law's album as well. I haven't been down there since March, and I actually think I have about 15 new layouts for her to add to her album since March. So feels kind of good to have an extra album as well to work on. Sometimes I get stuck, and I don't know, I like to kind of work on her album as well. The pictures I have are of my kids when they were younger and babies that I've already scrapbooked, so it's kind of fun to go back and scrapbook those again for her. So luckily I did have the embellishment pack for the Cherish collection. There is a wood grain sheet, a French vanilla, and then I think it's the mist color embellishment pack. You get all of them, and I will link that down below. So I have these floral pieces here that I really kind of struggle with placing. I do really like that one at the top left. I decided to add to that, even though it is a little bit busy, I guess, with the pattern Picture My Life card. But I just liked those flowers up at the top there. One thing I am really going to struggle with that you will see is that space in between that, I guess that's left in the top right, where the two Picture My Life cards kind of overlap. You see that kind of like square there. I am really going to struggle there with that, kind of covering that up. I really do like the top cluster though. I use that wood grain tag and then the mist flower and the French vanilla bow. Those are all off the embellishment sheets. You can see there I was just telling you that I'm gonna embellish down in that bottom left, so I didn't want to make that too busy. I really just liked that little banner piece. I thought that just complemented it really well. And then there was this really pretty floral frame. You can see I have it on top of my photo, and I do really like it there. I kind of left it there just to see, you know, if I wanted to leave it or not, and I do decide not to leave it. I just felt like everything else was super busy, and I didn't want to kind of busy that up as well. So here's where I kind of struggle with that little space. I did go ahead before I started into my Scrap and Happy Studio flare stash and pick some out that matched the colors. And so I am going to layer up a couple of those in that space. I thought that kind of filled that space in nicely, and then add another little floral piece there as well. And really, I don't know, it's kind of a simple cluster, but maybe quite honestly too much now that I look at the final product. I did have these tiny hearts that I popped out of that banner, so I did add one to that flower there, and then I am going to add one to the solid colored flare as well. I just kind of tried to bring in each of the colors of embellishments into each cluster. So you can see on the two on the top, they are, you know, have the wood grain, the mist, and the French vanilla. So I kind of tried to bring that into that cluster as well, even though they weren't close to my heart products. I was still able to bring that kind of lighter teal color in there, and the wood grain, and then the French vanilla. This is a zip strip off of the mist colored paper, and I just thought that brought a little bit more to that, I guess, grid at the top. And then the reason I'm gonna place this little cluster down at the bottom, the yellow had writing on it, the yellow Picture My Life card, and there was a little bit that you could see, not a bunch. It would have been fine leaving it, but my photo just wasn't large enough to cover that up. So I added another flare from Scrap and Happy Studio, which I thought was absolutely appropriate because it said hello. And then again, a mist colored flower and a wood grain heart. I thought about doing some twine on the tag at the top, but then decided to kind of finish off the layout with some enamel dots. I am just using some out of my stash to use those up. Close to My Heart does have some, and the colors match perfectly with, you know, the colors of the Close to My Heart collection, so that is a great option. I will try to link the enamel dots down below for you as well, because I am kind of itching to get my hands on them, but really do need to use up my stash before I do. So I just went ahead and added some enamel dots to the center of the flowers. Even on that bottom left Picture My Life card, I did as well, just to add one, some dimension more, and then two, just some more color, I guess. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I will have links for everything down below, and we will see you next time. Bye guys.